Patricia. So, my name is Alexis, and I am an Herbalife employee as well as a mother of two. I have a 3-year-old, Lorenzo, and a 11-month-old named Anastasia. However, when I was trying to think of a speech in regards to how to introduce myself, that was not what I was thinking. All I could think about was the characteristics or stereotypes that people can display about you based off of your generation or based off of your zodiac of what your characteristics should be or how they identify you. For a long time, and not until I actually entered Herbalife, is when I decided to figure out what my generation was or was called. And I did not realize that I was considered a millennial. And when I heard descriptions about millennials and what they were, I felt that it didn't really describe me. And can everyone see my screen? So, hello, I am a millennial, and I just found this out about 10 years ago. And when I hear about millennials, I hear about all the things they can't do. Like, they can't read cursive. They won't know how to read an analog clock. They'll never know what a VHS is. What else? There's so many things that people feel that we can't do. And it's due to, there's a very big generational gap when you consider what a millennial is. It starts from 1981 and ends in 1993. And that is your millennial. So I was at the curve of when all this stuff was entering. So yes, I did get introduced to a VHS. I used an analog clock as my alarm all the way into high school. So I do know how to read an analog. I have watched VHS tapes because I used to watch Disney videos on VHS. I do know what a rotary phone is. I've used one. I do know what a floppy disk is, and I've seen the bigger versions, and I have used them. So these are all things that you realize, okay, I can't relate to the stuff that people are saying I can't do. So as I started to research this before making this speech, I went into what is the characteristics of a millennial. And these are more geared towards the positives of what a millennial can do. And when I look at this is what I can relate to. Yes, do I embrace sustainability? I fight climate change, yes, because we were always taught from a young age about the ozone layer and protect it and recycle, reduce, reuse. These are all things that were instilled in us as children. Terrorism, yes, I can relate because this is something that happened in our generation and we had experienced it firsthand, and it has been a big identifier for most of us because we know what this relates to. And as we look at poorer than their parents, fun, healthy, and leisures, and all the extra stuff that identifies what a millennial is, I can say that I relate to it. I grew up in the world, not just the neighborhood, due to social media. And it expanded and it broadened my perspective in regards to who I am, and also making sure that I was more aware of the people in my surroundings. It brought me more of a perspective of the world and not just myself. And sometimes I do hear that millennials are more identified about themselves and who they are, and they just care about themselves, and they're more concerned about how this is going to affect them. But the way I see it, and it might just be because I am a millennial, I'm not identifying as to how it's going to affect me. I identify to how this will affect the world and how it's going to impact our climate or the ozone layer, or how the internet can be used as a way of a how can you say this, as a way to integrate into a platform in order to speak your mind and show people a different perspective and a different way, and use it as a platform to speak about things that really matter to you, and to create that change that people want to do and want to change. And I think most people aspire to make change. Then I go into my zodiac and I try to see, okay, does this really describe me? Is this who I am? So I am a Leo. And it says typical sun in Leo traits include being confident, comfortable being the center of attention, drama adoring, ambitious, loyal, fearless, protective of their nearest and dearest, generous, luxury loving, sunny, and big-hearted. Do I like the limelight? No. I'm like, this does not describe me. There's times where I may portray myself as confident, but it doesn't mean I am. It just means that I know how to step up to the plate when needed. But I don't perceive myself as confident. I'm more of the person that is, I'm not an extrovert. I'm very introverted. I don't try to steer myself towards it. I may seem more extroverted when I'm at work or I'm in a club setting, because I know I need, as a part of it and being engaged in work or in a club, I need to speak. I need to talk to things. I need to be able to follow suit in order to learn and to get things done. But it's not because I'm geared towards it. It's not my ambition, and I do not like talking or being in front of a crowd whatsoever. Am I ambitious? I can be ambitious. Loyal. If you are my friend, yes, I am very loyal to you. And if you're a person I feel I am loyal to, I will be very protective, and I will keep you near and dear to my heart, and I will fiercely protect you if I feel that somebody has stepped out of their bounds. I've also heard that Leos are righteous, and also, and I can be a person that does see black and white. So some things I can relate to, and some things I can't. And I don't know if anyone else has seen this as well, or feels that they are a part of it. But here is a generation list. So I looked at this and tried to see, does anyone feel like this speaks to them in regards to their own generation? Please feel free to put it in the chat if you feel like you relate to some of the stuff that's here. Some of it in regards to millennials and what we can't do, I know I do not feel that I can relate to it. But the stuff that we can do, or that we're geared towards, like freedom and flexibility, freedom and flexibility, digital natives, digital entrepreneurs, work with organizations, not for. Yes, I do feel that I rather work with somebody than work for somebody. And even if I am working for somebody, I would rather be in a culture where I feel like I am working with them and I'm working towards something, versus working and just feeling like I'm working for somebody and there's no end to it. And I think that's where I am goal driven, and some people may feel that they're working for somebody and they're fine with it, or they don't. Knowing that our signature product is a smartphone. I could see it. I did see laptops enter into the generation as well when that was in there. I also seen the old little Mac computer that used to exist. I seen the big towers that used to be around. So there's a lot of stuff that I wasn't sure what was considered a part of my generation, because I think I was in the flow of when technology was starting to transition into smaller items and starting to really really become abundant and rise. However, I do not see Valerie. Am I okay on time, Valerie?
You've gone over, I think, at this point.
Did I go over? Okay, so thank you, everyone, and I hope that you could relate and know about your generation and see if you feel that you reach that characteristic as well, or if you don't. But that's how I found out what really describes me. So thank you, and I'll pass it back over to the General Riley.